Across Earth, animals exchange signals constantly, but some of the most sophisticated conversations unfold far beneath the ocean's surface. Sperm whales communicate socially through codas, short click sequences exchanged while resting, traveling, or gathering between deep dives. Their codas vary in rhythm, tempo, duration, and added ornaments, creating combinations far richer than scientists once recognized. On North America's grasslands, one prairie dog's alarm can place an entire nearby colony on alert within seconds. The call is not merely danger, its acoustic structure can indicate whether the threat is a hawk, coyote, or dog. Different colonies can develop distinct alarm call dialects, influenced partly by how sound travels through their surrounding habitat. Japanese tits arrange distinct calls into ordered sequences, and listeners respond differently when familiar notes appear in the correct order. A simple D call invites companions to approach, while an alarm sequence followed by D can coordinate scanning and movement. Reversing the same call, elements weakens the response, suggesting Japanese tits attend not only to notes but also their order. Meerkat sentinels produce steady surveillance calls, allowing foragers to keep searching while a trusted guard watches for approaching danger. When surveillance calls become less frequent or stop, foragers raise their heads more often, checking whether conditions have changed. Different alarm calls guide meerkats toward different responses, from scanning the sky to retreating toward the nearest protective burrow. Vervet monkeys produce distinct alarms for leopards, eagles, and snakes, prompting listeners to search for danger in different directions. An eagle alarm directs attention upward and movement toward cover, while terrestrial alarms redirect attention across the surrounding ground. Young vervets often confuse threats, but their alarm use becomes more selective as experience teaches which dangers truly matter. Greater sack-winged bat pups babble for weeks, repeating adult-like syllables long before their mature vocal repertoire is complete. Mothers use a distinctive call when addressing pups, helping maintain contact among individuals crowded together inside daytime roosts. Young bats gradually match group-specific vocal signatures, showing that important parts of their communication are acquired through social learning. Every bottlenose dolphin develops a distinctive signature whistle whose contour broadcasts identity, helping companions recognize who is calling. Dolphins sometimes copy another individual's signature whistle, using that learned vocal label to address a specific companion. Even after decades apart, dolphins can recognize former companions by signature whistles, preserving social memories across much of a lifetime. Chimpanzee panthoots travel through dense forest, carrying acoustic signatures that can reveal which individual is calling from far away. Chimpanzee rough grunts change with perceived food quality, allowing nearby companions to hear when a discovery is especially valuable. When a snake is detected, chimpanzees can combine an alarm "who" with a wah bark, joining danger and recruitment in one sequence. African elephants send low-frequency rumbles across open savanna, allowing family members to recognize familiar callers even beyond visual range. Some rumbles appear to address particular elephants with name-like acoustic labels, although researchers still debate how consistently this system works. Their rumbles enter the ground as seismic waves, and elephants can distinguish familiar alarm signals through vibrations beneath their feet. Ravens produce long food-associated calls that attract others, but listeners also consider exactly which individual is making the invitation. Ravens remember familiar voices and the quality of past relationships for years, changing how they answer former allies and rivals. Ravens also show non-food objects to companions, deliberately redirecting another bird's attention without surrendering or using the object itself. Geladas sometimes vocalize while rhythmically smacking their lips, producing a speech-like cadence without forming human words or language. Leader males use derived calls mainly during calm, affiliative interactions with females, expanding the repertoire without aggressive displays. Recent analyses suggest longer gelada bouts compress mainly by shortening pauses between calls, not necessarily the calls themselves. Before a hunt, African wild dogs sneeze during social rallies. Enough sneezes can push the pack toward departure. The threshold changes with status. Rallies begun by dominant dogs succeed after fewer sneezes than those begun by subordinates. When separated, wild dogs use long-distance who calls, helping packmates locate one another across dense woodland and open country. Food-associated calls occur mainly while feeding and carry clues about the caller's sex and individual identity. Their alarm calls form broad acoustic categories, guiding attention toward aerial or ground-level threats before predators are clearly seen. When separated, socially dominant capuchins receive more answers to lost calls, showing that listeners evaluate who is calling. Dwarf mongooses recognize which sentinel is calling, relying more heavily on experienced guards while continuing to search for food. Their alarm repertoire separates aerial threats from terrestrial danger, allowing listeners to prepare for risks arriving from different directions. Dwarf mongooses also heed alarm calls from nearby species, gaining warnings from voices that are not their own. Before their chicks hatch, female superb fairywrens repeat an incubation call whose signature element embryos can learn inside the egg. After hatching, fairywren nestlings incorporate that learned element into begging calls, allowing parents to recognize offspring from their own nest. Cuckoo nestlings match the maternal signature less closely, and adult fairywrens respond less strongly to those unfamiliar begging calls. A honeybee's waggle dance encodes direction through body angle and approximate distance through the duration of each straight waggle run. Young honeybees dance more accurately after following experienced workers, revealing that social learning helps refine this inherited communication system. Bees returning from danger deliver brief stop signals to active dancers, reducing recruitment toward food sources that may no longer be safe. Leafcutter ants lay chemical trails that recruit workers, while stronger reinforcement can direct more of the colony toward valuable food. Their signals are not human language, yet every call, vibration, scent, and gesture helps another life understand.